Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made these tiny little butterflies, this little trinket plate, and the shaker turtle. Now what I do is I use Let's Resin, epoxy resin, part B and part A, and I put equal amounts in my container. So I used 40 milliliters, so I did 20 of each, and then I stir it for 4 minutes. Once the 4 minutes is up, then I can add my coloring to it. And what I'm going to use is this glass clay granules. Kind of looks like sand. I got it off of Fire Mountain Gems years and years ago and just never used it. Didn't know how to use it. Don't know why I bought it. And I'm just going to put 5 scoops of this in my container, in my resin. And then I'm going to mix that up. And like I said, it's kind of like a really fine sand. And then I'm going to add some mica powder. I can't really read what that is, but it's a white mica powder, but it has like a blue tint to it. So I'm going to put a scoop and a teeny bit of that in there, and then I'm going to stir that up real well. And I do like the color it created. I'm just going to take my lighter, and then I'm going to pop any bubbles that came to the top of it. And there's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty. And this is my mold, and I'm going to add 91% alcohol to it. I did get the mold in a 3-pack from Ollie's. It was $1. My Ollie's, you know, they don't have them anymore, so they just get random stuff in. I think it actually was from Joann's or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to pour a little bit of my epoxy in my mold, and then I'm going to swirl it around. I just want to make sure that it gets all the edges of my little plate there. And hopefully I won't have any bubbles. I'm just going to put a little bit more resin in there, and I'll kind of do the same thing. And my alcohol was coming up out of there. I should have turned it upside down and drained it, but I didn't. So I'm letting some of that alcohol come on out of my mold. And then I'm just going to finish filling up my mold with the resin. I probably didn't need to fill it as full as I did, but it was okay. And I'm just going to use my spatula to get off any that I got on the outside of the mold there, just to make it for easy cleanup. Just move my stuff out of the way, and then I'm going to kind of wipe up a little bit. And that was mostly alcohol. Now I'm going to get out my turtle shaker mold. Spritz that with my 91% alcohol, and then start pouring my resin in my mold. And then I'm just going to fill it up. I'm just going to put my resin all over the whole turtle. You don't have to. You can leave that top part and then do clear so that you can see what you put in it from the bottom, but I'm not going to do that with this one. Going to move that aside. And now I do have a tiny bit of resin left over, so I'm going to fill up this little butterfly mold. And I actually have 2 of those, and they came from Amazon. And the turtle shaker mold came from Into Resin. My mica powder came in a box of 63 colors from Amazon. I'm trying to think of what else. The Let's Resin epoxy resin came off of Amazon, I think. Yes, it did. So I do get most of my stuff from Amazon. Okay, so this is actually the next day, and everything is cured. There was some overages on the butterflies. There's like some little thin pieces of resin hanging off of it, so I did have to pull those off. But aren't those cute? They're like darker on top and lighter on the bottom. So I was able to fill up both molds with the extra resin that I had left over. And there's my little butterflies. Aren't they cute? So they are a lighter blue underneath. You can kind of see it there on the wings. But here's the turtle shaker, so I'm just going to take him out of the mold. And I already did the top portion of his shell. I did that with UV resin. So he turned out cute. So he's dark on top, and then he's a pale blue underneath. And I just have this bling that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's just letters, and they're all different colors, and they shimmer. So I like to put those in the turtle because they're, like I said, the different colors, and they shimmer, and you can see them through the turtle shell. And then I'm going to put 3 of those butterflies that we just did in there. And then, you know, I picked this up and I'm like, you know what? There it is. It's cute. But I forgot to sand down the bottom of my turtle. So I'm going to turn him upside down and get my fingernail file. And I'm going to sand off the bottom so I don't have any sharp edges. Now, I should have done that before I put my letters and everything in there, but I didn't even think about it. I was just ready to fill them up and get them done. So once I get them sanded down, I'm going to take my butterflies out out of my letters, and then I'm going to start putting the letters back in. And that copper sheet there is a Teflon sheet. I got 5 of those in a package from Amazon, and I really like them for putting my resin on it. So I just put my 3 butterflies back in, and then I'm going to glue his shell on. So the type of glue I use is Art Glitter Glue. And I do get mine from Amazon. I initially bought it for paper products, but it does work well for this type of stuff too. So I just put the shell on, and then I want it turned to where his head is in between the edges of the shell. Anyway, you can see it there. I don't know how to explain it. But there he is. You have to tell me what you think. Do you like him? There he is. There he is. So he is darker on top and then lighter underneath. So here he is outside on the old log. I like taking my pictures on that. And so now for the little Trinket plate, I'm just going to take it out of the mold. And it was a little difficult getting it out of the mold, a little bit. But there it is. See how it's darker on top and then lighter? I like that. So again, I'm just going to take my fingernail file and I'm going to file down the bottom. And you can see, you know, it has quite a bit of a section there or whatever. So I could have poured it not so high on the mold, I think. But it worked out. It's good. And now I have these little bling pieces. I got this in with my beach bag from Glitz and Glitter. So these are just some bling, and it is blue, and it does match that plate really well. I mean, it's like almost the same color. And then again, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. I'm going to put some on the plate there. And when I'm picking this up with a little chalk pencil that comes with these blingy pieces, and I pressed it down a little too hard, and it actually broke the tip of the pencil off. So I started putting these on with my fingers. So I think I put on like 3 of them with my fingers, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing this. I think it's a chalk pencil is what it is. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start using the pencil again. So I do add some more glue to my plate because I am going all the way around the rim of it. And I'm like, okay, this is working good. Working better than my fingers did. Even though these pieces of bling are you know, they're a decent size, but still work better with the chalk pencil than they did with my fingers. And then I'm just going around the edge so that they're all kind of even. And then I'm going to speed this up. You can see me add the glue and then add the bling to it. You do want to make sure they are turned face up, though, when you go to pick them up with your little chalk pencil. So I did have to turn them over with my fingers. Now, once I got that last one in, there was a little bit of space in between it, so I'm just trying to make sure that the space is the same kind of all the way around, so it didn't look weird. And I was just using my little chalk pencil to do that. But there's a little plate, a little Trinket plate. You could put your rings on it if you take them off when you do the dishes. You know, something like that, or have it in the bathroom and take your rings off before you go to bed. But I think those little gem pieces, I mean, they match the color of the top of that plate I mean, really well, like it was made for it. So here it is outside on that log. You have to let me know what you think about the Trinket plate. And which of these three do you like the best? The Trinket plate, the shaker turtle, or the little tiny butterflies? I still like the turtle. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please feel free to do so. I do videos and shorts each day of the week. Love y'all.